Welcome back. So we're all used to seeing aerial shots during big games on television, and years ago, that started with the iconic Goodyear Blimp, which is now celebrating a milestone birthday. Joining us now live from Pompano Beach, Florida, NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch. Jesse, what more can you tell us about that blimp, which I can see just over your shoulder?
Yeah, we'll give you a full picture in a second, Jonathan. If you've ever been to a major sporting event or watched one on TV, odds are you have seen this in the background. It is the Goodyear Blimp. As you mentioned, big birthday coming up. How big? 100 years. That is how old the Goodyear Blimp is, and we are turning the camera around on this iconic airship to celebrate that major milestone.
From NASCAR to Super Bowls, San Francisco and Sin City, when Americans look up, the Goodyear Blimp is there.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The Goodyear Blimp has witnessed more than 2,500 events since its first flight, and it's flown about 500,000 passengers, including President Ronald Reagan, as well as trailblazers from Charles Lindbergh to Charles Barkley. Now this iconic airship is about to make history again by turning 100 years old.
Here we go.
And we helped kick off the big celebration over Florida.
Flight cruise about secure on the right.
Takeoff feels like someone just let go of a balloon that happens to fill about 80% of a football field and fly a top speed of 73 miles per hour.
We can hover, we can hold it in place. The maneuverability is fantastic.
Have you ever been on an airplane that feels like this?
No.
Just like most flights, up here we've got reclining seats, we've got the tray tables, and they even have a bathroom. But have you ever seen one of these that's known as the loo with a view?
But other creature comforts are missing.
Air conditioning the old-fashioned way. Is there any billboard that could ever come close?
Absolutely not.
Goodyear CEO Mark Stewart says the original vision for the blimp went far beyond just selling more tires.
And it was getting ready for luxury air travel. The war came, and then it became a very, very useful thing for the military to protect our folks.
Amelia Earhart christened an airship, Sally Ride another, and in 1955, one of the blimps provided the first ever nationally televised live aerial from above the Tournament of Roses. Along the way, the fleet became one of the most enduring advertising vehicles of all time and also provided a public service. After Hurricane Andrew in 1992, the blimp beamed messages down to survivors. One of the pilots flying those messages back then, Larry Chambers, who in 1987 even found love in the sky when his now wife Faye came aboard.
Were you at all concerned that the pilot seemed to be paying more attention to you than flying the blimp?
I liked it.
Within a few years, Larry and Faye were married where else but on the blimp. Larry spent 40 years at the controls, but some of us are rookies.
It does feel kind of like I'm playing one of those fighter jet video games. It's unbelievable. What does the Goodyear blimp mean to this country?
Oh, it's kind of like the apple pie. Everybody loves the Goodyear blimp.
A true slice of Americana, still going strong, 100 years young.
So you might be wondering, if this thing only goes around 70 miles an hour, how does it get to stuff all over the country? There are actually multiple Goodyear blimps. So this is Wingfoot 2 behind me here, based in Florida. There are 3 blimps scattered across the U.S. There's another one in Europe. And if you've got blimp fever right now, John, I got good news for you. There is going to be a flyover that's scheduled in all 50 states over the next year to celebrate this big birthday. So plenty of opportunities to look up and see the Goodyear blimp coming up. And I got to tell you, when they let me take the controls in there, I was like inching it to the left, and the pilot was like, no, go further to the left. And it steered more. I cannot believe they let me fly this thing. But I promise you, there was adult supervision the entire time. You have to be invited to go up in this, so truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity I'm never going to forget. Back to you.
I've always had blimp fever, to be clear. NBC's Jesse Kirsch, thank you so much. We'll keep our eyes skyward when the blimps take to the air next summer for that 50-state extravaganza. So